Hi, this is Teal and Charlie, and this is episode 21 of the Bare Essentials. We started talking about forgiveness last week, so this is like part 2 of forgiveness. Just a quick recap. We said there were 4 ways to respond to wrong. We don't like saying sin because that's too religious, old-fashioned. Well, we just talk about wrong. There's 4 ways to respond to wrongs that have been committed against us, and 2 of them are natural, and the last 2 are those that Jesus believed in and practiced. And so the first one was somebody does something wrong to you and you nuke them. I mean, it's an over-out, all preemptive strike, wipe out everything. The second response is a measured response. It's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, even Steven. It's a balanced response, not too much on either side. And then there's the third response, and that's the one that Jesus taught in the story about the man who was paralyzed, right? He said, your sins are forgiven. So there's a writing off, like a write-off for your taxes, or as a business owner, you can't collect what people owe you, so you just write it off. But there's always a loss, right? The write-off goes somewhere. It always costs somebody something. And then the fourth thing was that Jesus blessed. He did an extra mile. So the fourth thing is the extra mile. He pronounces forgiveness on this man who's paralyzed on the ground. And then he says, get up and walk. So he provided the extra mile. He blessed him after he forgave him, and the man jumped up and he was whole. So to apply this to now and for us, it's really popular psychology now. If you go to a counselor or anything, I've done that before, that it's real harmful to your own psyche, your own emotional state, to not forgive people. That's really common knowledge, that it harms you to seethe in anger and want revenge and spend your life trying to get even. That hurts you. It never hurts the person that has wronged you, that you're upset with. And then the next thing is that in our culture, no one wants to admit they're wrong. It's like we always have a good excuse. If you hadn't done this and this and this and this and this, I wouldn't have done what I did. But you can see that I was fully justified in my wrong activity. That's how we think. And I think sometimes I think we come before God like that. And God says, I really wish you wouldn't have done that. And it's like you put your hands on your hips. You say, God, if you were there, you would have done the same thing. Let me tell you, this and this and this and this and this, and I'm fully justified in doing something wrong. And you think God kind of smiles and says, right, right. The whole purpose of Jesus and the whole purpose of his life, his execution, his resurrection, that whole story that makes Christianity, for me, so exciting and precious, is that God was providing a write-off for human wrong. A write-off for human wrong. Remember, write-offs still cost, right? I owe you $10, I don't pay you $10, you write it off, it still costs you $10. So God writes off sin, but it cost him the life of Jesus on the cross, in that suffering and that death, to pay the price, to pay for the write-off. So I guess, where are we now? Because here is, God has provided forgiveness, and we can make a choice. We can come to him and ask to be excused, which probably is what we do most of the time. Or we can come and say, God, I really shouldn't have done that. No excuses. No excuses. Please forgive me. And you realize that he forgives. And he continues to bless. And that's how we're supposed to be to each other. But God is the ultimate forgiver. He has paid the ultimate price for the write-off. Okay, so hope you have a great week. And this is Teal and Charlie signing off. I had a great Thanksgiving last week. I hope yours was good. It makes me sad sometimes when I think about how blessed I am to live in America and be at relative peace with everyone, and then there are wars going on in Israel and between Israel and Hamas, and between Russia and Ukraine, and those are just the big conflicts going on. There's smaller ones all over the world. So I am thankful that God has protected me from that, and yet I pray fervently for peace throughout the world. I don't believe God is on anybody's side, and I think we should stop. I think we should stop the hatred and fighting against each other and learn to live in peace. But that's just me. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.